Avalanche is one of the most undervalued cryptocurrencies going into this bull market. And in this video, I'm explaining to you exactly why, what narrative is Avalanche cornering in the cryptocurrency market that could potentially drive this blockchain into the hundreds of billions of dollars in valuation. We're going to look at some subnets. What exactly are subnets? Some of the most successful ones. We're going to look at some on-chain metrics. And of course, the very end, we're going to look at some price action on the AVAX token. So why do I say Avalanche is potentially the most undervalued? Well, here we go. Tokenized. Now, you're going to see this term a lot. RWAs, it stands for real world assets. So tokenized real world assets could grow to a $10 trillion market cap by 2030 as crypto converges to TradFi. It's a source from Coindesk.com. A couple things I've highlighted here. So in the report said, quote, the convergence between crypto and traditional asset classes, including fiat currencies, equities, government bonds, and real estate, is experiencing an unprecedented growth. We estimate that the market value for tokenized assets will be between 3.5 trillion in the bear case scenario and 10 trillion in the bull case scenario by the year 2030. So only 6 years away. Bank of America, for example, said in a report that tokenization could transform the existing financial infrastructure, increase inefficiencies, and reduce costs and optimize supply chains. Now, 10 trillion is the bull case for the earlier report, but a Boston consulting group reported earlier this year that they're estimating that the tokenized asset sector could grow to over $16 trillion. That is trillion with a T. That is more than the market cap of gold. So what exactly is Avalanche doing? I want to paint you a picture in a chronological order of the steps Avalanche has taken to get to where it is today, starting with Amazon Web Services, tapping Avalanche to help bring blockchain technology to enterprises and governments. So this is a big one. Obviously, we know Amazon Web Services is a giant in the cloud storage space. Then we have this as well. Avalanche partners with Chinese fintech giant Tencent Cloud. A high-value partnership between Ava Labs and Tencent Cloud has been announced. This collaboration aims to bring the power of the Avalanche blockchain and its subnets to businesses across the Asia-Pacific region with rapid node deployment and customizable infrastructure. That is one of the key elements that gives Avalanche an edge in the world of RWAs and bringing on enterprises and businesses. It is their customizable infrastructure, their evergreen subnets, and we'll get into that more here in a minute. Also here from Coindesk, again, Avalanche Foundation commits $50 million to bring more tokenized assets to the blockchain. So obviously this is a key and important part of what Avalanche is looking to do. And then we have this that just dropped just 5 days ago. Citibank explores private fund tokenization on Avalanche in the latest blockchain bet. Citigroup, a well-decorated American multinational investment bank, has announced a successful completion of proof of concept on private fund tokenization. Citigroup worked closely with Wisdom Tree Investment and Wellington Management with more than $1.4 trillion in assets under management. Notably, the proof of concept was conducted on the Avalanche Spruce Institutional Test subnet. This is a quote from Meredith Hannon-Sapp, the head of business development for Wisdom Tree. We believe blockchain-enabled finance is the future of the industry, and this proof of concept showcases the ability to explore the transferability of tokenized funds and related compliance in different markets. This will inform future in-production use cases of how blockchain technology and smart contracts can be used in on-chain transactions. Here's another important reason why Avalanche continues to be chosen is fund or compliance in different markets. We know compliance in the US looks a lot different than compliance in China and Singapore and Dubai. And so what Avalanche allows you to do, again, with their customizable subnets, is to really be as customizable as the person building on it wants to be. And then, so if you're trying to bring trillions of dollars of tokenized assets on chain, right? You're going to need to do a lot of TPS. You're going to need to have really, really cheap fees. Well, enter Avalanche's Hyper Software Developer Kit. As the upgrade hits 143,000 transactions per second on their testnet. Smart contract layer 1 blockchain network Avalanche, their testnet, has reportedly hit over 140,000 transactions per second during testing of their HyperSDK blockchain upgrade. Now, what is HyperSDK? This is from the AVAX network blog introducing HyperSDK, the first framework for building high-performance virtual machines from scratch on Avalanche, providing developers a foundation to build the fastest blockchains in the world out of the box. By abstracting away common runtime complexities, HyperSDK provides industry-leading performance and empowers builders to focus on customizations that matter to them. Again, that word, customizations. What is right for me might not be right for you. HyperSDK is structured so that developers can plug into a lightning-fast execution environment without writing massive amounts of code from scratch, reducing the time it takes to build their own blockchain runtime from many months to many days. Now, why is that important? The longer it takes to build something, the more the expenses go up. So the more expensive it becomes. Instead, you can launch a subnet using the HyperSDK. You can pay for 6 validators, which is about 12,000 AVAX tokens. And going from waiting 4, 5, 6, 7 months to just a few short days, you can have your subnet live and ready to go on the Avalanche blockchain. Truly amazing. I don't understand how Avalanche is $40. Well, under $40. We'll get to price in a little bit here. Now, as far as subnets, this is the lifeblood of the AVAX network. You can see here a total of 105 subnets across 78 blockchains with a total validator count of 1,803. Staked Avalanche amount is around 233 million. And well, why is that significant? You take a look at their current circulating supply. Is $367 million. If you have a calculator on you, do the math. 367 million divided by 233 million. That is the illiquidity of the Avalanche token that is currently circulating. Now, here are the list of some of the subnets, and I will drop this link in the description of this video so you can go look at it yourself. You can see here the name of the subnet here. The first one, here we go, is Beam Subnet. You can see they have 8 validators going down the list. Now, the one with the most amount of validators is going to be Meld, which is a subnet that is, again, on Avalanche. And here's an interesting one as well. This one is Blitz, and you can see down here, Blitz does have their own subnet. If I can get to it real quick. So Blitz's subnet, there it is. So they got 8 validators. It is an Ethereum EVM, and what they do is they query data and information from leading games such as Fortnite, League of Legends, which was Sam Bankman-Fried's favorite game, and Counter-Strike 2, just to name a few. Now, Avalanche, again, I mentioned only 367 million in circulating supply, but the great thing about this is it does have a max cap of 720 million tokens, with a total supply currently of 435 million. Avalanche is currently sitting at number 10 on CryptoRank.io with a market cap fully diluted of $27 billion with a price of $37.75 per token. As far as tokenomics and inflation here, you can see the vesting schedule. This thing does lead out all the way to September of 2030. What do we have left? That's all, and they're all on linear unlocks. We have money for the team, the foundation, strategic partners, and airdrops for future projects. So those are still going to be slowly unlocked through the year 2030. And so if your time horizon is long, you can really make a lot of money by just buying and holding Avalanche. And then talk about a deflationary mechanism. Total fees burned over 4.1 million AVAX tokens, equating to roughly $154 million has been burned via their deflationary mechanism. Let's take a look at some on-chain statistics. So the following 3 slides I'm going to show you are from intotheblock.com. Here we take a look at what price are the majority of the addresses in the money on Avalanche. Now, Bitcoins are sitting right around 78 to 82%. Currently, Avalanche in or at the money, just 50%. Just 50%. You can see here a lot of these addresses. The price range they'll be looking at to be in the money is between $39.62 and $40.67. Now, Avalanche did get to an all-time high around $200, but we expect that number to be significantly higher with the real world asset tokenization. We haven't even talked about gaming, which we're not going to do in this video. We will do in a future video, but Avalanche sure does have a lot of positive things going for it. We take a look at average time between transactions, 2 seconds, extremely fast. And you can see here, with the exception of one blip back in 2020, this has remained constant, as you can see from this flat blue line on the bottom. So 2 seconds, average time between transactions. And then we have the concentration of the token holders. So this is a pie chart. The blue represents investors, which hold between 0.1 and 1% of AVAX, the AVAX total supply. Whales, which hold over 1%, and then retail, which holds less than 0.1%. And you can see here this this area chart here. You can see exactly what has been happening as the whales, of course, dominated in the very beginning. But as you can see here, as time has gone on, the amount of tokens that the whales have held has been distributed to retail investors, as they have been the biggest beneficiaries of the whales losing out on their tokens. Well, not losing out, but selling some of their tokens. And then, of course, the whales 30-day change down 8%. Retail is up 8.5%. So more decentralization as far as who is holding the token, less chance of big dumps coming. Now, Avalanche price, where is it? Is it a good time to get in? Well, my friends, this is Avalanche on the daily, and it looks like this might be a time to enter into a potential scalp or a long trade. As you can see here, we have Avalanche on the daily. We are currently testing on this daily candle the upper bound of our cloud. This is the Ichimoku cloud indicator I have on. It gives you an idea of where the trend is going, some dynamic support and resistance levels. And this is where we are at right now. Although the last time we tested the cloud, we ultimately failed, broke below it, but came right back in there. So if you don't want to wait for a potential break of the cloud, which might never come, this might be a great entry right around this $37.50 level. But more on the long term, Avalanche is a great play to buy and hold for the next 8 to 12 years. If the team continues to build what they're doing, if they continue to onboard people, if the gaming sector continues to take off, if the real world asset tokenization sector continues to take off, and Avalanche can really throw their evergreen subnets out into the limelight and bring these institutions, enterprises, and businesses, the sky is the limit for Avalanche. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Are you bullish on Avalanche and the AVAX token? And come check out our live show Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.